Yo, what is up, boys? Is your boy Jameson with Turtle Bro. We're gonna come at you with a simple but quick and effective way to set up all your add-ons. There's a lot of videos out there that are outdated. A lot of the information is good, but you don't have to do half of the things anymore. And it actually could take you like 10-15 minutes to get everything set up and ready to go off a fresh install. So without further ado, let's get started here. I'm going to scroll through all the add-ons I have just so you can see and look them up later if you don't want to use the links or if the links are bad later on in the future. I don't know. I downloaded every one of these that I could off this list here on the availables, by the way, and you just click on it and you hit the little cloud to download it. But we're gonna skip that part for now, and we're gonna go as in if you had just installed this browser. The first thing you're gonna do is go to tweaks, and you're gonna turn on always auto loot. You can match these if you want to. I don't know if you have to or not. And then you're gonna go to mods. Okay, now we're gonna talk about Turtle WoW real quick and Super WoW. So back in the day, you used to get Super WoW and vanilla fixes and stuff like that. You would have to follow this guide, and you would go all the way through this stuff here and do all these settings, and they're still getting errors and whatever. And I even tried doing this, and I had problems. So I'm making this video because I went through the process, and it sucks, and I don't want you guys to go through it too. So the first thing you do is you're going to go and download. I got them all. You don't have to get them all. You're not going to have patch Y. We're going to go through patch Y here in a second, which is your auto login. Click all these, download them, reload them, go to your add-ons and get all the ones that I've got here, and just download them and then stop. Or you can do all these mods here, then you go straight into Super WoW, which is a great idea. Right here on the Super WoW, everything here is going to be linked. But if you don't know how to find mods or find what I'm talking about, go to the Turtle WoW add-ons, the full add-ons website, and you're going to hold Control and press F for find. Get rid of this stuff here, and you can type in the word Super WoW, and it takes you to all the text and everything like that that's marked with Super WoW or whatever you type in, and you can find it here. It pretty much tells you everything, and it explains what it does and everything like that. You guys can do all the research for yourself. I'm not going to really go into it and explain it, but we go to Super WoW, and everything that I download, I look down here and read what it tells you to do. If the instructions say download the release and unzip it and do this and do that, you're going to do that almost every time. I've cheesed everything. I actually don't think there's one thing on here besides what's training that I didn't just copy the code. So you can copy the code on almost all of them, and I recommend just checking to see if it works by copying the code, running the game, opening it, and then seeing if the add-on works the way it's supposed to. If it doesn't, just go back to the add-ons tab where it's at here and just delete it. And it'll usually give you a little error code, like right here, missing dependency for Kuwait nameplates. I don't care. It hasn't caused a problem, so I'm not going to go ahead and uninstall it and then do it the long way and the hard way. So copy the code, paste the code, play the game, and check if it works. I'll show you how to check to see if Super WoW is working, but I'm pretty sure this doesn't work if you copy the code. So,
okay, one thing Jameson forgot to add at this point in the video, if you want to check to see if Super WoW is working, you can go to your macros in game, create a new macro. It doesn't matter what it is because all we're checking is this number down here. Mine says 255. If it is working, it should say 511. That's just one way to check to see if it is working in game. Also, on a slightly unrelated note, whenever he says to copy and paste add-ons to install them, he's talking about in the launcher here under the add-ons tab, you can create a new add-on and copy and paste the URL from GitHub into this slot to install them.
you click on Super WoW 1.5.1. You always want to check to make sure you have the latest one, and that the latest one here, usually the text is up here and it'll match. And if it matches, then you're good to go. Just copy the code and roll with it. If you copy the code and it's outdated, there's a good chance that you could just check for updates here and you can get the update for it. But click on Super WoW 1.5.1. We're going to click on the zip and it saves to your downloads. Just check to see where you're saving your stuff to and save it. You're going to have a problem right here. If you don't, cool. But if you do, I'll show you how to fix it. So it blocked the download. And what you do is you go into settings, privacy and security, and you turn your protection off. Click back on the zip and download it. Then go back to your settings, just so you don't forget, and turn it back to what it was on, and you're chilling. So I'm going to recommend having your Turtle WoW folder up in a window, and then your downloads and your unzips in another window, just for now, because we're also going to be downloading like a file for your auto login. So you're going to right click on Super WoW release. You're going to extract all. I'm going to tell you how to do this, but if you read the instructions, it tells you what to do. And you're going to extract it into the download file. And it's going to give you the contents. You're going to highlight the contents and you're going to drag them into your Turtle WoW folder and just drop them. I've already done this, so I'm not going to do it. But it's going to look like this down here. superwowhook.dll and superwowlauncher.exe. While we're here, to save time, after you've downloaded these mods here and updated it, you're going to get this dxvk.conf file. Open it up. Now this is to get rid of the screen flickering when you click on and off of your screen when it's in windowed mode. This is what it looks like stock if you were to just open it up. Now just read this stuff. It tells you what you're doing. Uncomment to force borderless full screen. Delete the space, delete the hashtag, save the file. And when you run the game, it's going to run in full borderless. Way better. I was having all kinds of problems. Even recording this video, I did a whole entire fresh install and I couldn't even get the video to work because of this issue. So there's that. Once you have the Super WoW hook installed, you're going to go to your Super WoW API and you're going to install that add-on, because it's what helps, or maybe it's what makes Super WoW work. It's a companion compatibility. I don't know. And you're going to download this as well. And you can just copy these codes from now on, except for what's training. And I'll show you how to do that. And if you're having problems with Super WoW and your antivirus, go back to that Super WoW installation guide and follow those security settings. I don't use Windows Security or Windows Defender. I use a different antivirus, so I didn't have the problem. Oh, no spaces. And I actually just lied. You don't need to do this for what's training, but I'm going to go ahead and take you through the process of what you would do if you have to download the source code zip and put it into your add-ons folder. If the instructions tell you to do this and the add-on doesn't work. Okay. So right off the bat, you're going to get over here the zip file. You're going to right click it and you're going to extract all. And you're going to find your Turtle WoW folder. Go to interface, click on add-ons, and select your folder, and that's it right there. And then extract it. Now, when you extract it, sometimes in the instructions, which you just need to start reading from now on, sometimes it might say super API with a prefix dash master or dash something, and it'll tell you to delete that. So it just says the add-on that it is. That will make the add-on run if you're manually installing add-ons. And you're also going to have to turn on file extensions. I'm not going to go through that, but if you don't have file extensions on, then you're going to have problems. Like the file extensions are like .dll. If it's showing all that, then you're chilling, you're good to go. Okay, for the auto login here. This basically lets you just start the game up. You're gonna have your account over here. This is how you know the auto login's working. But whenever you enter your password, it's gonna save it from now on like it did. And you're gonna log in, and there's a setting when you click on your character to automatically log in on that character. I've only got one character, so it works for me. I'm cool with it. But that is what auto login does. And it says download the patch and place the file inside the /data folder. Turn off Discord. So click on it. Download it. Patch Y. You go to your Turtle WoW data. Drag and drop. When you do that, go to your mods and refresh. The same thing with Super WoW. When you downloaded Super WoW, make sure to refresh it and click on this and make sure it's enabled. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Then you reload and it'll say patch Y. Then you're chilling. That is pretty much all there is to downloading add-ons. And Super WoW and Super API and all the I used to have to download NamPower and change settings on that and vanilla fixes and DXVK vanilla fixes and whatever and do all kinds of crazy stuff. It's not like that anymore. This is this is exactly how I installed and set my game up within an hour, less than an hour, and I was also searching up add-ons and whatnot and checking compatibility and everything, because after every add-on I would start the game and make sure it was working and nothing was messed up. So if this doesn't work for you, leave a comment and I'll try to help you out. But for the most part, you need to get good at reading instructions and making sure that you're not just trying to go fast, download add-ons and potentially have problems later on, and then you're never going to know what to fix because you've already done that with 4 or 5 other add-ons and you don't know which one's bad. Honestly, if you're having tons of problems, I recommend just doing a fresh install. It doesn't take long at all. If you do it like the way I told you to, you'll be chilling. So I'm going to go through very quickly some of the add-ons that I have, or what some of the add-ons do. And if you want a in-depth video on a certain add-on or certain ways to set it up because you're confused on how I get mine to look the way that I do, then leave a comment. First of all, we have a scanner, and you could choose what to scan. There's a complete list of it. If you just click on the add-on, the link, and you actually read it, it tells you all kinds of crap. That gives you a full in-depth list, or you can find it in the README folder. But yeah, so you can set it up to basically track like PF quest mobs or quest mobs in general, even if they're NPCs. I have a PvP one, so whenever someone around me, a horde is around me that's got PvP enabled, it'll show them and I can click on them, and then it targets them and I can find them easier. Raid targets, I got that set up. I have Turtle WoW Threat. I actually am not using it right now because I'm only doing like level 23 dungeons, so dead mines pretty much. So I don't use it right now, and I don't know if I really like it, but I have QE nameplates, and on the threat it's got a tank mode, and if a mob is targeting you, they turn green right here. And then within Turtle WoW Threat, integration, target frame threat percentage, and target frame glow. So whenever I click on a mob right above their name, it'll show a threat percentage, and I'm pretty sure it'll show who's got the aggro on them too. So that's kind of how I do tanking for now. This is the DPS chart here. All this right here is a Dragonfly add-on. So we can kind of go through that real quick, and I'll just scroll through what I have on, and you guys can slow it down and do whatever you gotta do. I'll go through interface options as well. There's that. There's that. Video options. Everything's maxed out because it looks sick. And what are we missing here? I think we're gonna need to go to I don't know. Pally buffs is set up. Oh, this right here is the button add-on. You can set up your slots, your primary slots, and stuff like that. I haven't really messed with this too much, but basically it sorts stuff out, and it uses the highest rank one, and then it'll show like a little window up here with all the other ones that you have. They're like little buttons. It's pretty cool. Okay, so inside of the bag add-on that I have, Bag Shui, it automatically sorts out consumables, empty slots, whatever. It just makes it look nice, stuff that's soulbound, and it has sell protection. So if you sold something that is soulbound, or I don't really know the exact details on it, but definitely soulbound items and stuff that you've already equipped or stuff that you have. If you try to right click on it, it'll have a confirmation window, so you can't accidentally sell it, which I'm sure if you did, you just buy it back anyways. But this is the way I have it set up right now. If you go to edit mode, this is important to know. Don't drag an item into something else. It's gonna change. It's gonna drag the whole category. See how it says category health potions, and select a new group. You're gonna drag it into there. So instead, it says, let's see, hold Alt to target the item, and then it tells you the item itself, minor healing potion, and the category that it's in. Now, whenever I get something that I don't want inside of a category, I just click on it while holding Alt to select a single item and put it into the uncategorized slot, categorized slot. Go to category assignment, and I've already made one, but you're gonna hit new and create one. Then there's a little save file icon. You're gonna click on that. And then you click on I don't want this crap, and it puts it in there. It automatically changes the category that it's in from now on. So then it's going to go in the uncategorized. I usually do that with cheap items and cheap like herbalism stuff that I don't want. You can also, I'm not going to go through this, but you can also make it to where it doesn't show these category names and whatever else like that. Bag Shui is super dope. So if you got any questions, hit me up with that. Be happy to help. The button add-on that I have, pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. Nothing really done on that. The only thing I did do is my keybinds. They're a little different because if you scroll down, you actually gain access to unit XP SP3 functions, and I've got next and previous. But I'm gonna change it to this here because I like it this way better. And I've got and the regular key bindings, you go up here and you can target your allies and stuff. So I've just got the shift modifier. So Q and E for enemies and shift Q and E for friendlies. But it's super cool because if I target this guy and then target this guy, you can, oh, sorry, I just messed it up. You can toggle between the two by pressing Q and E. Nothing crazy really. And I'm pretty sure that is my add-ons. There's really not much else I have. Oh yeah, this might help you guys out. Crap is the default raid frames. You can change the colors. So if you go crap color, crap border dash color. If this is not on max see-through, it will show up this little frame, the outliner. So you go to crap, border dash color, and just turn that off, and it gets rid of the outline. Pretty cool. There's other things you can do with crab. I've got the PF questing, pretty simple. I don't know if it does this without PF quest, but you can hit show and it will show you where you need to go to turn it in and what you need to do. Pretty chill. I guess another one I could talk about would be, here's these unit settings I got. The other thing I could talk about would be difficult bulletin board. It's kind of like looking for a group. And you could find people that are looking for a group based on what they type in, like looking for group deadline. Cool. I don't really use it too much. It doesn't really seem to help a lot. My buffs, my auras filter, that would be Victor, Charlie, Bravo. And Consolidate Buffs gives you this window here, and you type in the name of a buff, and it will no longer track it on your main screen, which I really like, because whenever I'm running temporary ones, I don't want to see like fine herbs and my devotion aura and my tanking add-ons, or my tanking buffs and whatever, or fortitude or stuff I just don't really care about to check and have track right here. That's how you put them in there and consolidate under the name. You can actually ban buffs, so if you were to get a buff, it deletes it. So if you're tanking and you don't want salvation, type that in the ban buffs one. Pretty cool. On the consolidated frames, you could change the size and whatnot. Nothing really crazy to talk about, but you can change the way that they lay out, basically. So mine run from left to right, and I got my debuffs over here running downhill, right to left. Cool things that you could do to just kind of tweak it up, make it super for you while you're tracking stuff, especially if you're new. Inside the Dragonfly add-on, it'll tell you, by the way, about moving your frames, but some people just don't have the sense to hover over things and see what it says, you know? Like this right here. So to move these frames, you hold Control and Shift, and you click on it and drag it. The one thing I don't have set up is target to target. It gets in the way with the buffs and debuffs on the frame, and it makes it hard to track for me. I just don't like it, and I don't know how to move the target to target, and I don't actually ever use it. I haven't had a problem with it so far, and I don't really care too much who the target's targeting. But there are other add-ons you can get for stuff like that. And yeah, for the most part, that's got to be all of my add-ons. If you're having problems, go to your login screen and make sure your add-ons are not unchecked. Script memory 0. I've been having problems with crashing, and it told me to change this to 0, so I did. But I hope you found everything that you needed. Hopefully I made your life a little bit easier, and you can enjoy your game now. Peace out, boys, and I'll catch you in the next one.